Update. Am I the a-hole for telling my friend to mind her own business? Original post. My 28 male girlfriend, 25 female Julie, has a weird obsession with cartoons. I don't mind it. She had a really rough childhood where she wasn't allowed to watch any children's shows. And she only started watching after she turned 18 and moved out. She watches everything, but her most favorite ones are SpongeBob SquarePants, Powerpuff Girls, Phineas and Ferb, Teen Titans, and many more. If I am being honest, I like this obsession of hers, even if it is kinda weird to me to see a grown adult watching a kid's show. But I think everyone should have a childhood which she clearly missed. So last week, I threw a get-together at my house. I invited all of my friends. My best friend Rachel, 28 female, was also there. She has been my best friend for almost 15 years now. She has met Julie, and I never thought they had any bad blood between them. Rachel seems to really like Julie. So at a party, we were all having fun and playing games. I should mention that Rachel was wearing a fedora. Julie had to stay late for work that day, so when she arrived, the party had already started. When Rachel came to say hi, she didn't have her fedora on her head. She put that hat on in front of Julie, and Julie said in a mimicking Doofenshmirtz voice, "Perry the platypus." She thought this was funny because Rachel's last name is Perry. So Julie made a joke that she only gets it. I smirked a little, but it seems to have caught Rachel off guard. And when Julie went inside a room to change, Rachel, in front of everyone, told me my girlfriend was rude. I apologized and explained this is just a harmless joke she does, and this is a line from her favorite TV show, Phineas and Ferb. She didn't let it go. Instead, she started to press this matter even more. She asked me how can I date a literal child, and that it is really embarrassing that she behaves like one. I told her that's just how she is, but she doubled down and told me she finds it a little creepy that I am dating someone whose brain hasn't developed after 8 years of age. I find it a little offensive because Julie is very smart and works in a STEM field. Rachel also made some odd and hurtful comments seeing my girlfriend's plushies and doll collection. When I tried to defend Julie, Rachel would just shrug and say, "I am your friend. I know what's best for you." She said I shouldn't date someone so immature like Julie, and I am better off with someone more mature. I told her to mind her own business, and that what Julie likes is none of her business. My dating life is my choice, and she should stay the heck out of it. Rachel was giving me and Julie cold shoulders throughout the party. Then later that day, she messaged me and said she could not believe I was such a jerk to her because of my girlfriend, and that I am throwing away our friendship because of her. She hasn't talked to any of us. Julie made plans with Rachel to go on shopping, but Rachel just said she is busy in a text and hasn't contacted her. Julie is sad too because she was excited for their shopping spree. I didn't tell Julie about our fight because she adores Rachel. She would be crushed to know what Rachel has said about her. I am wondering if I went too far. Now for the top comments before reading the update. Does Rachel have a candle for you? Plenty of my adult friends have stuffed animals and watch cartoons, and they're tax-paying adults. My friends are mainly in their 30s, and watching cartoons is genuinely the social norm for us. And there's actually no clearer or stronger sign of immaturity to me than being weird about someone's childish interests. It always comes off as overcompensating. Yes, love me some cartoons. Everyone I know that I consider smart likes cartoons. She's judgy and jealous. Also, Phineas and Ferb is amazing. Your girl has good taste. Rachel has a crush on you. I don't think so. She has had boyfriend before, but none of her behavior seems like she would have a thing for me. The sniping at your girlfriend followed by, "I know what's best for you." Dude, she might as well have painted it on a sign. That is toxic girl code for, "I want you to value me more than her." As an older woman and in the education field, I see this every single day. She likes you. The mature woman she thinks you should date is her. She's jealous, and it is eating her up. She will continuously find things to complain about her girlfriend or mock. She will always tell you that it's because you deserve better, etc. I see this every single day with my students. Anyone who says they know what is best for you needs to take a huge step back. This is your life. You are happy. Let her know that she gets to give an opinion, but when you tell her you're happy, then she needs to stop. Your girlfriend isn't coming between you. Your friend thinking she knows best about your life is coming between you. Now for the update. Hello everyone. Not much has changed. I did talk to Rachel about it. I explained it to her how rude she was. I did tell my girlfriend why Rachel was upset, but Julie was not mad. Instead, she was very apologetic. She said if she knew Rachel would be upset for a little joke, she would have never said anything. She wants to apologize to Rachel. I tried to explain she has nothing to apologize for. She didn't do anything wrong. Instead, Rachel was the one who overreacted. But Julie put her foot down and invited Rachel on a dinner. Julie said sorry. She told Rachel about her childhood, about how her parents were strict and never let her have toys or let her siblings watch cartoon because they were academic nuts who thought those things were too distracting. Julie even cried while telling some of the stories. One of which was when her father beat her because he found a book of Harry Potter under her bed. She escaped that place after she turned 18. Rachel was good and apologized as well. She said she didn't know Julie had such rough childhood, and she was so insensitive towards her. I thought this was it, that Rachel had finally learned her lesson. But when the dinner was done, Rachel took me out to talk privately. She said she is now 100% sure Julie's not right for me. I asked her why, and she told me Julie has a lot of trauma, and I shouldn't be the one to carry the burden. She thinks Julie's past is going to be a problem if we ever have kids. She might start abusing them too. I got angry and told her Julie's nothing like that. She is sweet and kind. She has been going to therapy because of her childhood trauma, so she shouldn't be too hard on her. I even asked if she was jealous of Julie. Rachel did fumble on her words while saying no. But we got into an argument, and in the end, I told her I want some space from her. She has no right to dictate who is right or wrong for me just because she got it right 2 times. She always had problem whenever I dated someone. She has no right over me in my life. Rachel started crying, so I called an Uber for her and didn't say a word beyond it. Now Rachel won't stop calling me. She was blaming Julie for ruining our friendship and even accused her of being a cheater. I told Julie about the whole argument. She cried a lot because she never wanted her little joke to escalate so far. But she agreed Rachel went too far. Rachel sent some very hurtful messages to me about Julie. I didn't tell those to her. Julie has also blocked Rachel. She got angry too when she heard Rachel thinks Julie would also become an abuser. Also, to those people who said that Rachel never liking my ex is a red flag, well, she has good reason to not like them. Before Julie, I had 2 serious relationships before. My first ex cheated on me. Rachel warned me about her, but I brushed it off. My second ex was very controlling and toxic. When we broke up, she slashed my car tire. That's why I sort of think Rachel has good intuition about people. But not this time, because I know she is wrong about Julie. And Rachel always had something to say whenever I wanted to date a girl. Even if she turns out to be right about Julie, I do think Rachel is just too involved in my personal life. Rachel may not be jealous in a romantic sense, but she certainly wants to be the most important woman in Opie's life. His decision to put distance between himself and Rachel, regardless of whether Julie and him stay together, is 1000% the right decision. I can't imagine the arrogance to tell my closest friend, dump this person, I know what's best for you. Like, maybe I could imagine saying, I'm worried about ... But at the end of the day, I respect my friends and their ability to navigate their own relationships. I've had to be the bad guy and tell a friend that I think they're moving too quickly, or point out some glaring red flags I'm seeing with someone they're dating. But I've never tried to break someone up. Rachel isn't looking out for Opie. She's just jealous she's no longer the #1 girl in his life. Julie's joke didn't escalate the matter this far. Julie's joke didn't escalate anything. Rachel was just looking for an excuse to have something against Opie's girlfriends, and found one in a simple normal joke. Nothing Julie said was bad or inappropriate or weird. Right? The other exes just happened to do something to prove Rachel's gut, but she was waiting on Julie to do something. She went from rude to childish to too traumatic, hoping something would stick. Yeah, I'm so freaking dumbfounded why a parried a platypus joke didn't even get laughs out of 28-year-olds. It's a classic cartoon, and most 20-somethings I met who had access to Disney as a kid would have loved that joke. But even if it didn't land, it definitely didn't suggest anyone is immature in my opinion. SpongeBob, P&F, all these cartoons us 20-somethings grew up with are still very much liked and used as jokes or references. Even if Rachel didn't blow the whole thing out of proportion, I judge her taste before Julie's, wearing a fedora and frowning so much about a very on-point reference. Next story. Am I the a-hole for calling my friend's proposal disrespectful? Original post. Alright, so here's the deal. My friend, male 27, decided to propose to his girlfriend of 3 years, Dina, female 26. The two met at a bar pre-COVID and were just chatting at first. But it quickly led to more, and eventually the two of them moved in together and discussed marriage. Personally, I think they're a great match, and my friend Steven has never been happier. He told me that he was planning to propose to Dina, and I was ecstatic. Well, the day of the proposal hits, and I called Steven the next day, which was last night, to congratulate him. But he wasn't happy. He told me that Dina had said no. I was shocked and asked if he knew why. He said that she didn't like how he proposed. Now here's the thing. I knew he was going to pop the question, but I didn't know how he was going to do it. He thought it would be romantic to propose at a place they met. Yes, a bar. Already, I could kind of see why she might not like that. But I decided to ask her privately because she and I have gotten to be close. She confided in me that it's because she told Steven multiple times that she didn't want to have a public proposal, and that she was horrified he would do it at a bar full of places, and that she felt disrespected that he didn't accommodate that. I told Steven that his proposal was honestly really disrespectful and seriously kind of messed up. To which he told me I was being an insensitive a-hole and should be supportive as a friend rather than talking down on him. But I don't know if I'm wrong here. Am I the a-hole for calling my friend's proposal disrespectful? Added to clarify, I am actually female. Now for the comments before the update. Steven is the a-hole. If his girlfriend told him not to propose in a public setting, he should have respected that. The bar thing doesn't bother me because it's their first date. What's bothersome is he did something she specifically asked him not to, and now his feelings are hurt because he didn't listen to her. Not the a-hole. Also, if she eventually changes her no to a yes, it sets up a bad pattern where Steven wants to get kudos for not listening and paying attention. The cornerstone of a good relationship. This is so true. I'm stuck in a toxic living situation with someone with full-blown NPD, the covert kind, or I wouldn't have ended up there. And he does this all the time. Does stuff that I've blatantly said not to do, lost my cool at him and warned him about many times. Then when I lose my cool once more, it's "you're just mad that I" insert something that I totally would be wrong for being mad about if it was actually what I was mad about. This guy is probably like, "You're just mad that I proposed." Not a-hole. Good on you for not taking your friend's side just because he's your friend. He sounds manipulative, and the people on the receiving end of manipulation always need outsiders, assuring them that they're not crazy. Oof, I genuinely hope you're not living with my ex. He would definitely have said something like, "Well, geez, I'm sorry I wanted to propose to you," or "I'm sorry I wanted to be romantic. You're just mad cause I didn't order the same drink as the time we met." When really it would have been me who got a different drink without thinking anything of it. Or something equally ludicrous and backhanded. And then absolutely anyone but him would be insensitive for not agreeing with him. I hope you gained the resources you need to unstuck yourself from that. Internet strangers are rooting for you. Not the a-hole. He's the one who's not listening to what his partner is saying. It's the same as like guys buying their girlfriend gold or silver rings, but they bought the wrong one. Like gold for their girlfriend who only wears silver. It shows a lack of caring and attentiveness on a very basic level. Like you should know your girlfriend's preferences. Now for the update. Update for those who ask. This whole situation played out far differently than I expected. I didn't know that Steven had read it, and he saw everything. All of this. He confronted me about it, and while he was ticked off that I aired their dirty laundry, he did end up thanking me for posting it, because it gave him a different perspective. So thank you, commenters. As for their relationship, Dina and Steven are still living together. Sort of. Dina was upset over the whole event, and has spent the past couple days mostly at her parents' house, and then working it out with Steven at night. Dina said she's working on forgiving him, but mostly has been bothered that her wishes weren't met. At this time, they are not engaged, and Dina has no plans for that anytime soon. I did tell Steven that if they stayed together, I would help him plan a proposal in the future. The three of us live in Florida, and we're all relatively close to a beach. So I suggested to Steven the next time he proposed, he do it in the evening at a beach or somewhere private without a lot of people or noise. Steven also told Dina he is planning on returning the ring he bought and will be giving her some of the money to use for whatever she wants. I think he ordered flowers to be sent to her work too, if I'm not mistaken. So I guess it all worked out in the end. I remember driving somewhere with my then boyfriend and mentioning that I didn't care a lot about how I was proposed to, as long as it wasn't in public. The color drained from his face. I obviously didn't know it, but he had been planning to propose at a restaurant that was special to us, with all of our friends and family present. I didn't even know he was considering proposing. To his eternal credit, he scrapped that plan and proposed later in a beautiful, well-thought-out private way, and I didn't know about the scrapped public proposal until long after. Yes, we got married, and still are 22 years later. Haha, when I first read this, I thought you were driving to the proposal when you said that. Good on him for changing the plan. Steven was really angry I'd aired his dirty laundry, so here's the rest of the story. Lol. I hope they were able to find a proposal that made them both happy. It would have been so easy to get what they both wanted to. He rents out the bar so they're alone, pops the question, celebratory drinks, calls friends and family that are on standby and have a party. Why is it so hard for people to freaking listen to their partner? Especially with something as emotional as a marriage proposal. Me? I'd love a public proposal, as long as the public wasn't inconvenienced by it. I'm not the least bit shy, but plenty of people wouldn't like that at all, like Opie's girlfriend. Honestly, I'd have a pretty hard time moving forward in a relationship where my direct and clear expectations for something that big were ignored. What else would be ignored? If my partner can't handle a straightforward request like no public proposal, I would wonder what else will be disregarded and take a hard look about smaller things that I ignored because it didn't seem like a big deal. I told my ex I would say no to a proposal if he asked my father for permission/blessing. He got very agitated and said he had to because otherwise it was disrespectful. I figured this was a pretty clear indicator of my future.